Imagine yourself leaving the doctor's office. The room is quiet, but in your mind, a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions stirs. The diagnosis is clear: prediabetes. Your heart races as you try to process the information. Will it be type 1 or type 2? What does this mean for your life? And more importantly, one question echoes in your mind: which fruits should I avoid to keep my blood sugar under control? You remember how important diet can be for your health, and you know that every bite counts. This is a turning point in your journey to manage diabetes. Now, imagine you're not alone. I'm here to guide you through a path of discovery and mindful choices. In today's video, we'll explore together 4 fruits that, while delicious, can become villains for those with diabetes. These fruits are like tempting traps, capable of quickly raising your glucose levels. And over time, their effects can be even more concerning, leading to elevated A1C levels, which could result in serious complications in the future. But don't worry. Before we begin, I want to clarify something important. These fruits are not on the forbidden list. The goal here is not to create fear, but understanding. Knowing that these options may not be the best if you want to keep your glucose levels stable is the first step toward more mindful eating. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we finish this journey, you'll have a much clearer view of the choices that can help or harm your blood sugar control. This is a crucial step toward transforming your health and quality of life. Let's discover together how to make decisions that will make a difference in your daily life. Once upon a time, there was a little dried figure. It might seem harmless, almost like a mini dessert, and it often appears in fancy desserts or on cheese boards that delight both the eyes and taste buds. At first glance, it's easy to be deceived by its irresistible appearance and sweet flavor. But wait, what happens when it comes to the health of someone living with diabetes? Let's uncover this mystery together. The dried fig, despite its deliciousness, hides a secret. It's a real carb bomb. Like a little dehydration wizard, it concentrates natural sugars, turning a small portion into a big villain for anyone needing to manage their blood sugar levels. Did you know that by eating just 100 grams of this tiny fruit, you could be consuming about 63 grams of carbs? That's a significant amount and can make your glucose skyrocket like a fire blazing out of control. Imagine the scenario. You decide to enjoy a handful of dried figs, thinking you're making a healthy choice. But unknowingly, you're taking a step toward glucose spikes that can turn into a roller coaster of highs and lows. And don't be fooled, because the 9 grams of fiber the dried fig provides aren't enough to cushion that impact. As a result, your glucose can rise quickly, and these frequent spikes can lead to serious problems over time, like cardiovascular complications and nerve damage. So here's the big question. Is it worth taking that risk for a simple dried fig? If your goal is to keep diabetes under control, this might not be the wisest choice. But don't despair. There are plenty of safe and equally delicious alternatives to satisfy your fruit cravings without compromising your health. Shall we explore these options together? After all, the adventure for a healthier diet is just beginning. Let's embark on a flavorful and curious adventure through the world of dried figs. Imagine you're holding a handful of these little treasures, about 100 grams, in the palm of your hand. At first glance, it might seem like a modest amount, but believe me, this portion is packed with energy. An impressive 249 calories. For a fruit, that's a significant dose of vitality. Now, compare it to an apple. While the apple is light and refreshing, the dried fig stands out as a true energy concentrate. But what makes the dried fig so special? The magic lies in its carbohydrates. Of those 249 calories, 64% come from carbohydrates, totaling 63.87 grams in just 100 grams of dried figs. Think about it. It's like injecting an extra dose of sugar into your bloodstream. For those with diabetes, this information might raise a red flag. And what about proteins? Well, the dried fig isn't exactly a superhero in that aspect, offering just 3.3 grams. If you were hoping to build muscle or feel fuller, maybe it's better to look elsewhere. And what about fats? Almost non-existent. Just 0.93 grams, meaning you can enjoy this sweet fruit without worrying about any fatty side. Now, the cherry on top. Dried figs are a fantastic source of fiber. With 9.8 grams per serving, they become a valuable ally for your digestive system, helping with digestion and providing that feeling of fullness. However, here's an important detail. Despite its beneficial fibers, the high sugar content can be a concern for those with diabetes. So next time you come across dried figs, remember their intriguing composition. They're a delicious addition to your diet, but it's always good to know what's behind every bite. Imagine yourself on a sunny afternoon, sitting in a park with a bag of dried figs by your side. You take a bite, enjoying the sweet taste and soft texture. To you, it's a healthy choice. After all, who wouldn't want a fruit rich in nutrients? But what you don't realize is that every dried fig you consume is like adding fuel to the fire of your glucose levels. With each bite, your blood sugar can spike, complicating the daily struggle to keep everything under control. If you have diabetes or are trying to balance your blood sugar levels, it might be time to rethink this choice. The ease of carrying a handful of dried figs is tempting, but the amount of carbs they offer can sabotage your plans to maintain good glucose control. And don't forget about raisins. They're next on the list. But before we dive into that, take a deep breath and get ready for a revelation. Imagine yourself again, now assembling a vibrant fruit salad or a nut mix. You see yourself adding a handful of raisins, thinking about how they seem small, sweet, and harmless. But watch out! These little fruits carry a hidden secret. They're full of sugar. So by adding these raisins to your snack, you might be betraying your health. Next time you come across these delights, remember that not everything that seems good is truly good for you. Let's explore together some safer and more delicious options to keep your glucose in check. Once upon a time, in a world where fruits lived happily and fresh, there was a little grape that dreamed of becoming a delicious snack. One day, this grape was chosen to go through a magical transformation: drying. But this magic came at a price. During the process, the grape saw its liquid essence evaporate, leaving behind a treasure trove of concentrated sugar. Imagine for a moment this grape turning into a raisin. What's left? Just what could be called a sugar party. With every gram of raisin, you're consuming concentrated sweetness. In just 100 grams, there's an astonishing 299 calories. Nearly 80% of its weight is pure energy in the form of carbohydrates. It's like opening a little container of raisins and inviting sugar to throw a lively party inside your body. Especially if you're diabetic. Now you might be thinking, what about the nutrients? Where are they? Unfortunately, raisins aren't exactly the superheroes of nutrition. They offer only 3 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is almost nothing. And fats? Oh, those are even scarcer. Just 0.46 grams. With so few nutrients to help keep you feeling full, raisins might leave you craving more right after the party. And fibers, so essential in helping our body process food? They're also shy, with only 3.7 grams per 100 grams. Even less than other dried fruits like figs. So next time you grab that little container of raisins, remember, you might be about to welcome sugar with open arms. And so, the small grape that dreamed of being a tasty snack becomes a lesson in moderation and conscious choices in your diet. Picture yourself on a work afternoon. The sun is shining outside, and you're in that battle against hunger, trying to focus on your tasks. With a slight touch of anxiety, you open a small bag of raisins, thinking this will be the perfect solution to boost your day. Sweetening your palate, you immediately feel an explosion of flavor. But in a flash, you realize that this little treat might have a bigger effect than you expected. Raisins, though they seem harmless, are like little sugar rockets that send your blood glucose soaring. For those living with diabetes, this sweet explosion can be a dangerous trap. Glucose levels rise quickly, while the body struggles to balance this sugar storm. It's a reminder that even the tastiest snacks can turn into challenges when health is at stake. But don't be discouraged. Nature offers alternatives that are true allies in the journey toward balanced eating. Fruits like figs or even nuts, rich in fiber and with less concentrated sugars, are much better options. So next time your hands reach for the raisins, stop and think. What seems harmless may have unpleasant surprises, especially for me. Now let's talk about a fruit that may seem harmless but is full of surprises inside. Dried apricots. Imagine yourself on a sunny day, relaxing outdoors, with a small package of dried apricots by your side. You decide to try this sweet and juicy treat. The first bite is an explosion of flavor, but just like raisins, dried apricots come with a secret. Although small and delicious, they are also packed with fructose. So the next time you come across dried apricots, remember that they have their own hidden power. With wisdom, choose the fruits that will nourish your body and keep your health in check, without letting unwanted surprises hide in your daily snacks. After all, the real magic lies in discovering the choices that help us shine. Let's dive into the fascinating world of dried apricots and discover what really happens when you allow yourself to savor this treat. Imagine yourself on a sunny day, looking for a healthy snack. You pick up 3 dried apricots and with that, you're about to consume around 30 grams of this tasty fruit. Surprisingly, in this small act, you've already ingested 71 calories. Now, picture yourself grabbing one more apricot, totaling 4. It seems harmless, doesn't it? But here's the revelation. In this little snack, you've just added 19 grams of carbohydrates to your diet. That's right. More than half of what you're eating is pure energy, in the form of carbohydrates, which can turn a simple snack into a glucose storm in your body. Now, stop and imagine. If you allow yourself to eat 10 dried apricots, that means you're putting an incredible 63 grams of carbohydrates into your body. For someone with diabetes, this can be a true nightmare, as this amount can make blood sugar levels skyrocket in just minutes. And it doesn't stop there. Dried apricots aren't a significant source of protein. In 30 grams, they offer just 1.1 grams of this nutrient. And what about fat? Almost none. Though they may seem like a healthy choice, you need to be cautious. Even though apricots offer a small touch of fiber, 2.3 grams for those same 30 grams, the truth is they contain little water. This means the fruit's natural sugar, fructose, becomes super concentrated. The result? Quick glucose spikes in your blood that can catch you off guard. So, the next time you think about enjoying those little golden fruits, remember what happens inside your body. Knowledge is power, and being aware of what you consume can make all the difference in your health. Picture yourself on a sunny day, sitting at an outdoor table with a bowl of dried apricots in front of you. The sweet, fruity aroma in the air is irresistible, and every bite feels like a piece of sunshine melting in your mouth. But as you savor this moment, a small inner voice begins to whisper. Careful, it warns. Every bite is not just a delight but also a reminder to be cautious. It's easy to give in to the temptation of dried fruits, but for those who need to manage their blood sugar, this pleasure can become a challenge. Dried apricots may seem harmless, but for someone with diabetes, they can be treacherous. So before you give in to the sweet call of the apricot, think, how can moderation be your best ally? Eating these fruits in excess can be a hidden danger, quickly raising your blood sugar. And those who need to keep their glucose levels in check know how tricky that can be. So, how about finding alternatives that are both delicious and safe for your health? The key is making choices that help keep your glucose under control, allowing you to enjoy every moment without worry. Now, did you know there's one dried fruit that people with diabetes should avoid at all costs? At first glance, dried fruits may seem like a healthy option, but they might not be the best for those watching their blood sugar. And if you're curious to understand why, let's break down the numbers. Imagine holding a 100-gram serving of dried apricots. You check the nutritional chart and see that this small portion contains about 63.88 grams of carbohydrates. That's almost the equivalent of a fresh apricot. Now, think about what this means for your body. These carbohydrates, coming from fructose, are like little spies, ready to rapidly raise your blood sugar levels. So, while you savor this moment, remember to listen to your inner voice and make choices that will nourish not just your taste buds but your health as well. Picture yourself at a market, surrounded by vibrant colors and irresistible fruit aromas. You spot a delicious dried fruit and, for a moment, think about how you could swap it for a source of protein. But before you make that trade, let me share a little discovery. This fruit, though tempting, offers just 2.18 grams of protein. That's right, it's not the hero you were hoping for in your quest for protein. And the fat? Virtually non-existent. With only 0.38 grams. It seems almost magical in its lightness. But don't be fooled, because the real magic lies in the fiber. Surprisingly, this dried fruit is a rich source, with 7.1 grams of fiber. And why is that important? Because fiber is like the guardian of your digestive system, helping to regulate your blood sugar. But remember, everything in excess can be dangerous, and carbohydrates must also be consumed in moderation. Today, on this journey we've traveled together, we talked about which dried fruits are best to avoid if you have diabetes. And now, I want to hear from you. Of the 4 fruits we explored, which one is a part of your daily life? Leave your comment down below. Your voice is essential for us to continue this conversation, and for me to create more videos that help you navigate this world of information. Let's go together, as a team, in pursuit of knowledge and care. Subscribe to the channel.